I could never lay in my bed knowing that my husband has no life and no freedom and maybe no peace because all he does is work and pay bills.
This lady had a lot to say about her marriage life. She was picturing her marriage life, and she was describing how she would want her family to be run. According to her, she wouldn't want her husband to just be out there and work every day to provide for her and for the family. Like, she wouldn't want her husband to stress over paying bills and all those kind of things that husband provide for. So yeah, so she's receiving a lot of backlash on social media for saying that. I will let you listen to the entire message because she had a lot to say. But allow me to welcome you first at Comfort for Life. Thank you for joining the family. I gained subscribers last week. I welcome you officially to the family. And if you're new here, consider subscribing to the channel as well. And thank you for sharing me out. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your interaction. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. We are here for educational purposes, and let's
I
learn
may
from
get
this.
canceled for this, but I don't want my husband to just work and pay bills. I don't want him to not have a hobby. I don't want him to not have healthy mental health. I don't want him to not have savings. I don't want him to work and slave all day, every day to take care of my bills, our bills, and me just sit there and not contribute anything. This is coming from a young lady who has never been married. I don't have any kids. I have a dog. I'm fully educated, pay my own bills right now, and it is difficult. I have a great career, and it is difficult. So when I think of getting married and building with someone or coming together and bringing our assets together so that I can enjoy, as if he doesn't deserve to enjoy. I truly want a partnership. I want to contribute. And I'm not talking about if this man was a billionaire, trillionaire, and we just got money flowing everywhere. But what's the likelihood of that? I just can't fathom. And there are some women who can fathom. They don't think about their men, their mental health. I think about my own mental health with stuff I be going through right now. Bills, mortgage, no. Your dog gets sick, you get sick. You gotta go out, you gotta be out for work for a week now because blah blah blah. I just I want a healthy partnership. I want my significant other to know my wife got me. I want him to not be afraid to come home if he gets laid off, if something happens at work, if he becomes sick and has to take off work for a little bit. I want him to know my wife got us. We got savings because my wife been working. My wife contributes. It's not just on me. I think we really need to think about how that feels for someone when everything is on them. All taking care of the kids and their bills and what it costs to feed and clothe and get them into these different schools and activities. You have a wife, you have a house, there's cars, there's vacation potentially, there's 401k, there's healthcare, there's a bunch of things that I'm probably not even naming off. And then your world falls apart. And now who is going to help out with that? Some of the videos that I see on social media is just disappointing because it goes to show how men are really not thought of. Their mental health isn't cared about, their peace isn't cared about, their interests aren't cared about. And as somebody who had a father who took care of us, and my mom didn't have to want for nothing, she still decided to work. And she was a stay-at-home mom. We had a nanny, all those things. And she, at whatever point, decided to go back to work. And she has always raised us and told us it's a partnership. Don't let that man just do everything. That man has a heart and feelings. That man has a million things going on in his head. You, as his helpmeet, be a helper. Bring some peace and some ease to him. He deserves to have hobbies too. He deserves a life too. So all this rhetoric on the internet about I need a provider man and I just want to sit and twiddle my thumbs and go on trips and not account for anything, you have to understand where the weight of bills, which is real for all of us, is going to go. That man. You have to recognize while you are not having any stress and worry, what is happening to that man. You may not have the stress and worry, but now the man has his own stress and worry and is picking up your weight as well. I think it's just very different in regular working class people than rich. I'm not talking about rich people. And a lot of people that claim to be rich ain't even rich. A lot of people that claim that they got provider man don't really have them. And they might be providers financially, but what happens spiritually, emotionally, mentally? How do they treat your kids or y'all's kids? Because it's a lot going on TikTok with that. How do they treat you? It's just so much I want to say, but be very, very mindful of what you think you want. And if you say you are a woman of God, pray about it. Ask God the qualities of a man you should be looking for. I want a provider man. What does that look like? Because it's not just financial. And God can do a lot more with a man of God, and he will care for you in ways you can't imagine over you going over here dating folk that you don't got no business dating because you want a provider. You want to prove a point. Comparison is the thief of joy. It's a lot of people that would rather go to hell to prove that they got all the bags and shoes and trips and sleep with somebody and be with somebody who they do not like and are not attracted to prove a point and live a life of luxury, all to go to hell. But who am I? Who am I?
We're so depraved as a society that a woman saying that she desires her husband to come home and to enjoy his life and to not just be a provider financially, but to be able to enjoy his life so much that he can provide spiritually and mentally. And people are actually upset at her because of that. Like, how dare you? How dare you want to spend quality time with your husband? How dare you want him to have hobbies and to have rest? And it's like, we take so much online advice from people who are genuinely prostitutes, who genuinely have transactional relationships with their partners. And if that's your cup of tea, more power to you. But it's like, I would not desire a relationship where the only thing that man is worth is his money. He doesn't know anything about me. He doesn't know anything about his children. His children barely see him. When we go on vacation, he's on his phone working. He works himself to death to the point where he doesn't even read his Bible. He don't even have the energy to pray for us. He can't go on a walk, or he doesn't know anything about what's going on in the kids' lives. It's just money. So what are those children going to do when they look back on their childhood? They're going to think of mom and dad barely being there, but all he was a wallet. And them kids is going to resent him. And I'm going to end up resenting him. I know it's each their own, but there is nothing wrong with a woman just verbally stating. I know there's the spirit of being like, oh yeah, a man providing, I don't gotta work, I don't gotta do nothing. All he does is just spend. But I don't think there's nothing wrong with just putting it out in the atmosphere. Like, there are women that do desire partnership. There are women who definitely desire to be an Ezra, to be a helper in their partner's life. And I think that's also okay. That doesn't make them a bad person. That doesn't diminish the type of relationship they have in their household. But some women, and I am one of those women, that definitely just wants to be able to enjoy my husband. I want to enjoy the life that he wants to build for us. I don't want him to be tired and exhausted and running himself down into the ground because of some money. We can't take that stuff with us. You can't take it with us. So why not be able to have the memories and the love and the actual affections? It doesn't mean that anyone desires an unambitious, hardworking man. It's just, while he's working hard, he should still be able to have some hobbies. He should still be able to have time to spend time with his friends, to be able to take his kids to go ride a bike, to the movies, you know what I mean? Go on date night and it not be a burden. I don't desire my household to be a burden to my husband. And there's nothing wrong with just saying that. And for all the women mad at her comments, there is a point of view. There are men out there that just want to be used for their wallets, and there are women that agree with you. Go find that. But to be in that woman's comments mad at her for her point of view is insane. She also deserves to talk about the type of marriage and household dynamics she wants to see, because there are women like me that completely agree. Insane.
Ladies, if you don't listen to anything else I say, please listen to this. Marry the man that has a provider mentality. Even if you're not looking for a man to provide for you, the fact that that is who he is at his core, that's going to be the only thing that's guaranteed to last the entire relationship. Because that's who he is, his actions, his choices are always going to align with that. It's always going to come from that place. Because you might not need him right now, but when you do, you're going to want him to have the mentality of providing for you. Because if that is truly his belief system, is not going anywhere. It's not contingent upon how much money he has or what he has to give to you emotionally. Neglecting you will never be an option. For example, if you need emotional support, it's not going to be contingent upon him having the best day ever to come home and listen to how your day went. And even if it is financial, if it's his last $10, you can have it. A man can have $1 million. That don't mean he's going to give it to you. If it's not up here or in here, it's not going to benefit you. He has to truly believe that that is his role in your life, whether you need him to do it in the moment or not. Don't just go with the man that's willing to give you the most. Is this who he truly is, or does it rely on something else? Because a lot of men nowadays have never seen a true provider. They don't know what that looks like, and they don't even understand the concept.
If watched to this extent, what are your thoughts? I love the perspective that this lady has brought into the video. It is one thing for a man to struggle to provide because they have that inner drive of a provider man. And another thing when a man doesn't want to be man. Let me just say that. They don't want to be that provider. And that's why you'd see so many women going hard on their husband, on their men, because they are not providers. They want to run from responsibilities. How many baby mamas do we have? They will impregnate a girl and disappear. So they want men to take responsibility. From what this lady has shared, I'm seeing someone who wants a partner. They don't want someone who will come and carry all the burden off her shoulders. Because so many women are looking for help. They are not looking for husbands, you know. That's what I have to say right here. Because if you say that you are looking for a man, like even the previous video that I shared regarding relationship, this girl is tired of 9-to-5 job and is saying the stress that she has to go through to go to work every day. She just wants to sit down and find a wealthy man. That means that there are women also who are looking for men who can just provide for them, they can sit and relax, but they also know the stress that comes with being out there and always work and go through the stress of work, interacting with people, and all the kind of things that black people have to deal with when they go out there. And this lady is being cautious. She's saying, I want a partner. I want my husband home. I want to enjoy my husband. I want. So if there's something that has to be done in the house, I would want us to split, or just me doing it. Let me off the burden, ease him of the burden, so that I can enjoy his presence. This is someone who wants to partner with. I don't know. I don't think there's something wrong with this, because my conception of marriage is partnership. So I don't know what to think about the entire thing, but there's something else that blew my mind. There are also men who have such mentality. They feel like women who provide, who want to provide for them and help them provide, are roommates. They are not spouses. Listen up.
I'm not going 50-50 with you. I'll go 100. You can go chill while I put in this 100. If I wanted a roommate, I would have said that. I got you.
Allow me to wind up this video at this particular point. I will be coming up with part 2, where we'll get to elaborate separate the feminine and masculine energy and everything and what it comprises. There's an interesting video coming up. I will urge you to stay connected. There's another good video coming up complement this video. If there's something that needs to be clarified, I hope it will be clarified in the next video, or complicate it even more. I feel like relationships have something about them, that was it about this video. Kindly give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and also join the family. Leave your thoughts in the comment section.